Hey guys, it's Sim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as we are here on the, what's today's date? The 5th of January, 2022, to talk about everything that went down tonight on AEW Dynamite. And I thoroughly enjoyed tonight's Dynamite. I thought tonight's Dynamite was a really, really good show. Very newsworthy, to be completely honest. And yeah, again, I thought a great show, one of the better shows that they've done in a while, and they've had some good shows recently, and let's talk about it. But first, I want to say thank you for joining me here, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and twitter.com/PW Unlimited. Remember, if you are here watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can subscribe to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, just like Broken King Slender recently did for 18 months, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, including this month, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It gives you free stuff for games like for Grand Theft Auto Online, Valorant, League of Legends, New World, and more. But it always, and this never changes, it always gives you one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you supported us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. But if you say, hey, I also don't have Amazon Prime, well, you got to know somebody that does. Whether it's your mother, your father, your auntie, your uncle, your sister, your cousin, your brother, your mother. I said mother twice because maybe you got two of them. Your grandmother, your grandfather, your dog walker, your milkman, your mailman, your landlord, somebody, the guy that brought you your Uber Eats tonight from McDonald's. You go, hey, you have Amazon Prime? You do? Can I link it to my Twitch? It ain't going to cost you nothing, and I get to support some good creators. But with that, on the flip side, if you're watching on YouTube, you can help us out over there. You can subscribe with a super chat. You can subscribe by hitting that join button down below to get early access to news, early access to podcast episodes, early access to non-news videos, and more. But you can also support us live with a super chat or a super sticker donation. Also, remember another way you can support us, the Epic Games Store. Head over to the Epic Games Store and do what you normally do, whether that's buying a game like Grand Theft Auto 5, whether that's Riders Republic, whether you're getting that badass new Guardians of the Galaxy. It's going to say, do you have a creator code? And you do. It's PW Unlimited. You're trying to get skins and stuff for Fortnite. You need them V-Bucks. Well, whether you're buying the V-Bucks through the Epic Game Store or through the Fortnite launcher on your Xbox or PlayStation, it'll say creator code PW Unlimited. Same thing goes with Rocket League, but there's even another way you can support us on the Epic Game Store for free, and it's called claiming their free games. And right now till tomorrow, you can get Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider all for free. And before you check out with those three games, they'll ask you creator code PW Unlimited. So even when you're claiming the free games on the Epic Game Store, you can support us by putting in that creator code PW Unlimited. But with that, we've got AEW Dynamite to talk about as the show kicked off. Well, the same way it kicked off a couple of weeks ago with the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match, Hangman Page defending against Bryan Danielson. Now, we knew that, and hold on, I need to pull something up here, because Max Caster pulled the rope-a-dope on everybody last night. Hold on. Let's go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Second match in for AEW, and Jake Atlas may be injured. Oh, no. Oh, no. That is not good. Give me 2 seconds. Nick was very excited that Jake Atlas got signed. I'm going to send him this unfortunate news. But let me pull up that Max Caster tweet really fast. Max Caster. I think it's like Platinum Caster or something like that. Platinum Max. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Almost just have my drink spilt everywhere. Max Caster, Platinum Max. That's it. Max Caster sends out a tweet last night. I'm trying to find it here now. And he knows that he fooled people because he's retweeting articles and whatnot. Here we go. I found the tweet. So Max Caster sends out this tweet. Let's make it big. That says, yo, listen, just got the call. Since Platinum Max is the best wrestler alive, AEW has booked me to be one of the judges for the world title match. Don't worry, I'll call it down the middle. Let's go, Brian. The caster tweets that out last night, right? He tweets that out, and people start writing articles. Oh, the first judge for the world title match has been announced. The first judge is here. Who's the first judge? Who's the first judge? And he wasn't a judge. Max Caster was not a judge. The judges tonight were Mark Henry, Jerry Lynn, and as they said, no more BS, Paul White. So, yeah. Also, as people are asking, what do I mean by Jake Atlas? Hold on. Let's go back to Twitter. Let's find the tweet. Brian Alvarez. Let's pop this up for you guys. Jake Atlas knee injury. Waiting on update. So, looks like Jake Atlas may have been injured tonight while filming his match for Rampage against Adam Cole. Once I find more out, I'll let you guys know. But with that, again, the three judges, which we didn't need, and everyone knew we weren't going to need these dang dare judges. It was Mark Henry, Jerry Lynn, and Paul White. And this match, I'm going to go off of on a limb. I think this match tonight was better than the first one of Winter is Coming. I'm going to say it right now. I think it was better than Winter is Coming. But it did not go to a time limit draw. I don't have the time exactly, but I know it went roughly right past 30, I think. It was slightly half of what the last match was. But this match was amazing. A couple minutes in, Paige landed a suicide dive, but missed an Orihara moonsault before recovering to powerbomb Danielson on the edge of the ring. He teased the buckshot lariat, and Danielson rolled to the floor, where he countered another dive and sent Paige crashing into the barricade. Subsequently, Danielson targeted the champion's right arm and shoulder, and they started talking on commentary about how, oh, he can, Hangman can hit that buckshot lariat anywhere, anytime. And they go, not really, because if he tries to do it on the outside, then it's just a clothesline. The reason it's the buckshot, because he flips over the top rope, and the momentum of that flip into the clothesline is what makes it the buckshot lariat. So unless he could do some cool front flip on the outside without needing the ropes, it's not the same move. Going forward, the challenger continued to dismantle Paige's arm until Paige made a brief comeback with a springboard clothesline. Another diving clothesline. They got a 2 for the champ. Danielson created some space here and went for a tope suicida, but Paige caught him and tossed him onto the floor with an overhead throw. Danielson countered some running offense with the drop toe hold. He then dropped Paige into the steel steps, which busted open the champion. And I'm going to say it right now. I don't know if Hangman's got a weak hairline or he's taking cues from Cody, because in all of his big matches recently, he's bleeding from right here. Hairline, right here. Almost the exact same spot every time. I don't know if he's blading or if that's just a sensitive spot on his head and it busts him open. But he's been bleeding his last couple big matches like Cody used to do. All Cody's old big matches, bleed. Cody thought, big match, you have to bleed. That was a Dusty thing. That was a Dusty thing, of course. Never there was a big match, Dusty bled. But regardless, Danielson targeted the head going forward as we went into a commercial break. Once back from said break, Danielson laid in some ground and pound and went for a cross arm breaker. Paige powered out with a Death Valley driver. He was bleeding heavily at this point, and there was a German suplex bridge from Paige that got a 2. They started fighting on the outside, and once back into the ring, Paige laid in repeated headbutts ahead of a commercial break. Once back, Danielson was somehow busted open way worse than Paige. Like Triple H WrestleMania 20 already all over his face. Just, as Jim Ross said back at WrestleMania 20, the Crimson Mask. Just tons of blood from both of these guys. And that really, I guess you could say, made this match at that point feel just more intense with both guys bleeding so profusely. Fight on the top rope, where Paige hit an insane moonsault power slam for a near fall. Out on the floor, Paige nailed the Deadeye. Called for the buckshot, but Danielson collapsed just as Paige was about to land it. Danielson at one point cradles Paige before applying the label lock. The champion powered out and catapulted Danielson over the ropes before landing an Orihara moonsault. Danielson avoided the buckshot and hit the Busaku knee for a good near fall. They had a great headbutt battle here until Danielson hit a high kick. Paige wanted the Deadeye. Danielson turned into a Gotch-style pile driver for a near fall. The challenger then grabbed Paige's wrist and did the thing where he grabs you and he stomps you and he stomps you and he stomps you right in the head. He went for a knee again, but Paige reversed into a pop-up powerbomb. Danielson countered the follow-up into a triangle, but Paige's power forced him to adjust into a knee bar. Paige then got control and landed rabid punches before hitting a release backdrop suplex. Paige then connected with the buckshot and picked up the victory to defeat Danielson and decisively retain the AEW World Championship. I absolutely loved this match so much that I'd probably go back and watch it again just to see if I missed anything, which I probably did. But this match was really, really good. I really did enjoy this match a lot, and I thought it was better than the first one. BFG podcast, I got nothing on Twitter from you, so I don't know what you're talking about. Next up, The Acclaimed said that they'd drop a music video next week. Sean Dean took on MJF and won with the first ever disqualification finish in All Elite Wrestling. AEW's been around for 3 years now, and this is the first time they've ever done a DQ. Interesting that they finally did one. So right at the bell, CM Punk ran out and chased MJF out of the ring. Punk then hit a GTS on Sean Dean, which, caused the disqualification and gives Dean the victory. MJF is 0-1 as you start over a new record in the new year. So, and then what followed? Oh boy, this back and forth exchange between CM Punk and MJF was something of magic. This was magnificent, incredible, probably one of the best back and forths we've seen between two wrestlers in a while. I absolutely adored the crap out of this. CM Punk grabbed a mic and said that this would happen every week until MJF got into the ring with him. MJF called Punk phony and said without him, Punk is nothing. He makes Punk relevant. He said Punk's not the guy he used to be. He's not the savior, but MJF is. MJF asked if he thinks he's Roddy Piper. He said, quote, "Do you think you're Roddy Piper? Last time I checked, Roddy Piper was talented enough to main event WrestleMania. If I don't get shown some respect, maybe I'll main event Mania too." This then led CM Punk to say the line, oh boy, and I quote, "If you think the grass is greener over there, go main event night 4 of a buy one, get one extravaganza. And then get released quicker than you last in a sack." And I'm like, whoa, hold the phone. Hold the phone. First off, shots at WWE about their buy one, get one tickets, or they're actually for Mania, they're doing buy 3, get a 4th one free, which a lot of events and shows and stuff are doing right now. Every single show for the last couple of years, actually, even before the pandemic, that were coming here to Fresno was doing the family pack. get 3 tickets, get 4 tickets for the price of 3. Or they would do get 4 tickets and a hot dog for free or something along those lines. They would do, deals like that. I think we did actually last time. So last time I went to a WWE live event, we did the buy 4, get the hot dogs for free. Yeah, we did do that. And other events of doing that too. Like there's JoJo Siwa coming on the 20th and they got the buy 3, get 4 for free, or the 4th for free. Or I think it's buy 2, get the 3rd for free. They're doing as well. So it's not just WWE doing this, buy 1, get 1, or buy 3, get the 4th, or combo deals and stuff to entice people to come. So I kind of didn't like that line because it wasn't just a shot at WWE. WWE's not the only ones doing that. But I thought this back and forth was great. MJF then said, you know what? Next week. And then they did this split screen thing that I don't think they've ever done before that really gave me Nitro vibes. Nitro used to do this with a split screen and the bar in the middle with one guy on the ramp and one guy in the ring. And he goes, next week, you're going to face Wardlow. And I'm like, I saw that coming. But next week, it has been officially announced, CM Punk versus Wardlow. I don't know where their show is next week, actually. Let me look that up. AEW schedule 2021. Tonight they are in Newark. This weekend they're going to be in Charlotte, Raleigh, North Carolina next week in the PNC Arena. Everyone's saying that's a terrible insult by Punk then. Yeah, I mean, Monster Jam recently did the whole buy 3, get a 4th for free. When Monster Jam comes here locally, they usually do either Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday. And I went in 2019. And yeah, we did the buy 3, get the 4th for free. I used that deal then too. I used that deal a couple times actually. Because it actually, if you think about it, it's cheaper. Because it actually sometimes comes out cheaper. Because I know when we went to Monster Jam, it was actually cheaper to get the 3 and the 4th for free than all 3 because of where those seats were positioned. Because actually the 4 with the 1 free were closer seats than if I would have bought just 3 together. They would have been higher up. They would have been higher up and actually more expensive because they were in a different section and higher up. These ones were in a different section and a little closer actually. So yeah, I didn't like that line by Punk because it's not just a knock at WWE. Oh, the night 4 of a buy 1, get 1 extravaganza. No, Monster Jam does it all the time. JoJo Siwa concerts doing it. So yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the joke. It hit, and at first I was like, oh damn, but then when I thought about it, I go, wait, no, others do that all the time. Going forward, Chris Jericho came out, cut a promo. Jericho said that it was great to be back after those 2.0 dipshits hit him in the face with a chair 6 weeks ago. But I was like, 6 weeks ago? Did we just see Jericho last week when they were in Jacksonville? And then he mentions last week. So last week, he didn't come out to save Eddie Kingston. He came out to take it to 2.0. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, now you're referencing last week. It was weird that he made it sound like he didn't even work last week, and then he immediately talks about last week. Weird line. The 2.0 interrupts. Lee asked how that steel chair tastes, and Jericho said, it didn't taste that good. Maybe it would have been better off your square head. He said Parker was also a pinhead. Jericho grabbed Floyd and said, maybe I'll smack you around with this thing a couple of times. And then Daniel Garcia tried to attack, but Jericho beat him down with the bat. Out would then come Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. They did announce here that on Rampage this Friday, it'll be 2.0 and Garcia in a street fight. No rules, anything goes against Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. And I'm like, I may need to watch Rampage this week. Because if you think about it, AEW street fights are usually pretty good. Street fights in AEW are usually pretty good and entertaining. So I'm interested. There's a video package recapping Jake Atlas's debut and subsequent signing in AEW, where they send it to the former Undisputed Era. Adam Cole says, Brandon, are we filming? And I go, hold on. Is there another Brandon that works cameras in AEW? Because we know that Brandon Cutler and Matt Jackson, and they ain't there because of COVID, and Nick's probably not there either. Anyways, Adam Cole, and I didn't quite like this for what Adam Cole said. Adam Cole said that there's all these new guys coming into AEW, and maybe he needs to kick them in the face. He also talked about, first he talked about the Bucks coming out and helping them last week and saying that he didn't mean to do what he did to Kyle and this and that, and the Bucks were only here to keep them all together. He then would go on to challenge Jake Atlas to a match, and I didn't write it in my notes, but he had a NXT knock here. He stated, hold on, let me find it. I want to read the line. He said that this week, he said, I challenge you to a match this Friday on Rampage. And when I beat you, then I'm going to buy you a one-way ticket back to Orlando. And I go, no. Those lines are not hitting for me anymore. They rarely did in AEW, and they really aren't for me at all. These WWE shots every week just don't work for me. Especially when it's a guy that had asked for his release, was told no, and then got released in Jake Atlas. So it's like, no. And you're a guy that worked your whole contract there and then left. Like, you said you were happy there, so now you're making jokes about it? No, bro. No. It just ain't working for me. He then said that, again, no matter how many new guys come into AEW, I'm going to prove that I'm still the guy everybody's talking about. It's a new year, the same Adam Cole. We then hear Kyle O'Reilly go, cut it, Landon. So, we'll see. Apparently, no spoiler. Well, I guess it's a little bit of a spoiler. Well, no, not really, because we don't know if it had impacted the finish and who would have won. But everyone assumes, if I'm predicting this match, Adam Cole winning. But fortunately, it looks like second match in with AEW. Second week in with AEW. This guy's already hurt. Possible knee injury. Next up, we had Wardlow against Antonio Zambrano. I don't know how to say it. Spears hit the C4 on Zambrano before the match even started. He wanted Wardlow to immediately go for the cover, and Wardlow said no. And then powerbombs him 5 times. And then picks up the victory. We then get a video package talking about the, I guess you could say, rivalry going on between Chris Statlander and Layla Hirsch. And here's my question with this. Is Layla a heel now? Is Layla getting turned heel? That's what it seems like. Speaking of the women, TBS title finals. It was Jade Cargill against Ruby Soho. And before the match started, they basically told us, look, Jade's daughter's in the front row. That means she's winning the belt. I mean, that's when you say so-and-so's family is sitting front row, they're in the crowd, they're watching, they're here live, they traveled with them. That's a sure sign that they're winning the belt. Like last night, Braun Breaker won the NXT title in front of his pops, old Rick Steiner. But this match was just not good. It was one flub after another, one fault after another, one miscommunicated spot after another. So Gargano tried to overpower Ruby Soho early, and Soho baited her to the floor, where Soho landed a soccer kick and a missile drop kick. Gargano took advantage upon re-entry to the ring, landing a diving axe handle. Mercedes Martinez would then run out. I think she hit Ruby because Ruby was laying under her or whatever. Maybe I missed something here. Thunder Rosa would then run out, and Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez brawled to the back. If you haven't heard, Mercedes Martinez is officially signed to AEW. So Ruby's selling over on this side of the ring, trying to get back into the ring. Jade's over here on the apron, standing like this. Ow! Ow! I don't know if her back's messed up or she's just selling, but really weird because she started moving slow after that anyways. But during the break, Cargill made Soho's shoulder the target of her attack. Soho made a comeback with some kicks before an STO for a 2. She laid in more kicks on Cargill's leg, but Cargill then hit a shoulder breaker and then a pump kick for a 2. They jockeyed for position a little bit, and this really didn't look good. And then Ruby hit barely a Saito suplex. She got a 2 of her own off of it. Mark Sterling then distracted the official, which then ejected him from the match. Said, "Nope, you're out of here." Soho countered Jade into a cradle and hit no future for a good near fall. Like, when I say a good near fall, it was actually really good by Jade to kick out at the last possible moment, to wait. Woo. It was actually a really good near fall. It kind of got lost here for a minute after, and Cargill was perched on the top. She's then got Ruby, and they're kind of like shaking, and you really see Ruby shake her head and go, "I'm ready." Literally, Ruby just goes, "I'm ready." And then she does the avalanche jaded off the top rope and pins Ruby Soho to become the first ever AEW TBS champion. Not a good match at all. I thought maybe Ruby could walk her through a better match than this, but hot take, maybe Ruby's not as good as we think she is. Thunder Rosa had a pretty good, decent to pretty good match out of Jade. But this Ruby match, just one miscommunication spot after another. And to be honest, we've seen, like in the what match was it? Jamie Hayter match with Ruby, not good. We've seen a couple not that good Ruby matches in AEW, to be completely honest. So, also, we do have an update on yes, we have an update on Phoenix. According to Brian Alvarez, he does state Phoenix broken arm heading to hospital. So, Gabriel Perez, you're half right there. You didn't really, guys. I'm gonna give you guys a little word of advice. Don't put quotes around something if your quote is not actually correct. No one ever used the word rushed. He didn't say rush to hospital. He said literally, I'll pull it up right here for you guys. Wrong one. Right here. Phoenix broken arm heading to hospital. No one said anything about being rushed to the hospital. Not trying to be a dick, but constructive criticism. So Jade celebrates with the title. They show her daughter in the front row, happy as well, a couple of times. And yeah, good for Jade Cargill. I knew it. I called this when they announced the tournament. I'm like, oh, okay. Yep. Going forward, Serena Deb was being interviewed by Jim Ross in the back, and it was not a good interview. Serena trying to come off as a hard ass or a badass, and it just, no. This came off like you wrote this out and you're trying to remember these lines, and you say shit and you say ass a couple of times to sound hard, and it just comes off not genuine. And yeah, no. No, you didn't use a bad term, Gabriel. You 100% completely misquoted somebody's tweet. Serena Deb was interviewed by Jim Ross about Hikaru Shida. Deb said that Shida got fluke victories, so from now on, it's about hurting her. She said that she's the best she's the best wrestler on this roster. She's paid her dues for this entire locker room. Deb demanded a match with Shida, so she went to Tony Khan's office and asked for it. Next week, she'll get it on Dynamite. She will take 17 years of anger and frustration out on Hikaru Shida. And I go, yeah, was this supposed to interest me in this match? Was this supposed to get me to want to see the match? Because it maybe got me to want to see it less. To be completely honest, this was not good. This was, somebody wrote these lines, whether it was Serena Deb or somebody else, and you could tell that she's reciting lines. Whether she wrote them or not is a moot point. Maybe she did, because Tony Khan says he doesn't script things for people. But maybe she scripted her own lines, because you could completely tell she's trying to remember lines. And it just did not come off genuine. It did not come off cool. It did not come off hard ass. It came off dumb. She's over here, I don't give a shit about any of these other girls, or, you know, I'm going to kick her ass. And I'm like, But next week, Shida versus Deeb for what, the 5,000th time? I don't know. We've seen that match how many times now? Here, I can tell you right now. Let's go to Shida's cage match. Hikaru Shida cage. We have seen Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deb now. 1, 2, 3. This will be the 4th in the last 3 months. 4th in the last 3 months. Not really interested. Cheetah's up 2-1. Cheetah's won 2. And Serena Deb won 1. They already did the rubber match. Why do we need another? So Serena Deb can get a victory and then they go, oh, they're tied 2-2. We need another one. No, we fucking don't. Next up, we had Malachi Black versus Brian Pillman Jr. with Julia Hart at ringside wearing an eye patch. Patch on her eye. Because apparently he only spit the mist in one eye. And apparently her eye's still bummed out. Messed up. How many people have we seen get misted in the face by Aleister Black and literally still be fine that same night? Let alone the next week. Let alone 3 weeks later. Like, I don't get it at all. Got some dainty eyes, I guess. But regardless, this match was not bad, but it was just there, to be honest. Pillman surprised Black early on and sent him to the floor, landing a diving drop kick. But Black regained control during a commercial break. Once back from the break, Black crushed Pillman with a roundhouse kick. He set it for a spinning heel kick, but Pillman made a comeback and hit a jackhammer for a 2. Pillman went for the air, but Black then hit a spinning heel kick and picked up the victory. After the match, Black cornered Pillman and Hart. Out would come the Lucha Brothers. They walked out. All of a sudden, they're on the ramp and whoop, lights go out. We're waiting. Brody King, maybe? Who's coming to help Aleister Black or Malachi Black? He's going to have a partner against the Lucha Brothers. No, it's Magic. He's now on the ramp. They're now in the ring. He's all by him lonesome. He kind of just looks down and goes, I'm gone. I'm going to walk off. I'm bye. Kind of anticlimactic, to be completely honest. Very anticlimactic. Lucha Brothers and Alex Abrahantians go and check on Brian Pillman, and there we go. In the back, Ruby Soho's cutting a promo, or getting interviewed, actually, when up would come Britt Baker and company. And I love Ruby's line where she looks at Britt. She's like, I can't do a single interview on this company without getting interrupted, can I? I was like, nope. You're the new Elias. Elias can't try to sing a song without getting interrupted. Well, she's AEW's Elias. So, basically, Britt Baker's telling her that she always loses and she can't win and this and that. And she's like, well, you can't successfully defend your title without your cronies. And with or without them, you still haven't ever been able to defeat Riho, who's going to challenge you for the title this week. They then attack Ruby. Riho jumps in to make the save. Cool. This sets up a tag match for Friday. Speaking of Friday, 3 matches announced for Rampage. Adam Cole versus Jake Atlas. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Jamie Hayter against the team of Riho and Ruby Soho. And Hook will be taking on Aaron Solo. They had a little QT Marshall video here saying, no one talks about how I trained Hook. Well, tried to train Hook, but that delinquent rarely ever showed up to training, and when he did, he was eating chips and stretching people. Well, the one person he never stretched was Aaron Solo. Aaron Solo, gonna stretch him this week. I go, oh, okay. That's kind of a cool reason. At least there's a reason for this match. At least there's a reason now for someone to want to fight Hook. We also learned there's still only 2 matches announced for Saturday's Battle of the Belts. Cody defending the TNT title against Sammy Guevara, and Britt Baker defending the women's title against Riho. 3 matches announced for next week's show. CM Punk versus Wardlow. Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deb. Powerhouse Hobbs against Dante Martin. So Phoenix, Pentagon, they're already in the ring from earlier on with the Malachi Black stuff. And then out comes Jurassic Express for a main event tag team title match. In this match, some may call it a spot fest, but I found it very fun, very entertaining. I liked this match a lot. Yes, I did miss one. Thank you, Gabriel. Daniel Garcia in 2.0 against Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. Rampage, Street Fight. Got to write that one down. So Phoenix and Jungle Boy started off the match with a nice back and forth lucha exchange, which Phoenix won with some kicks. Luchasaurus and Penta tagged in. He did the glove gimmick and shouted, "Ciero Miedo!" Or it's 3 fingers, not 4. 3 fingers for the M. Before trying some overhead chops, Luchasaurus landed one of his own. But then their partners came back in and took each other out. Jungle Boy went for his setup, double arm drag, but then a similar team member hit the... Oh, I wrote this way wrong. Jungle Boy went for a step up, double arm drag, but then the smaller team member each hit an arm drag on the opponent. So Phoenix hit one on Luchasaurus and he hit one on Penta. Luchasaurus looked to be in control here with his power, but he was outnumbered by the Lucha Bros. Jungle Boy tagged in and fought off both opponents with some Ultimo Dragon style double team offense. I like this a lot. Phoenix then surprised him with a top rope soccer kick ahead of a commercial break. Upon return from said break, Luchasaurus made a comeback against both of the Lucha Brothers. The champions took him down with simultaneous thrust kicks before an assisted splash from Phoenix for a 2. Jungle Boy vaulted over Luchasaurus and hit a diving destroyer on Phoenix as Luchasaurus hit a Death Valley driver on Penta for a 2. Phoenix hit a destroyer on Luchasaurus, and Penta hit the Made in Japan on Jungle Boy for a very close near fall. This is a really good spot. They were able to nail their combo finishers, but the lights went out. Lucha Brothers maintained control, dispatching Luchasaurus before Penta hit the Fear Factor pile driver on the apron. Combo Fear Factor followed the great near fall. Then Alex Abrahantians gets involved. This little fucker grabs the timekeeper's table and moves it to the ringside area and puts it right up against the ring. And here's my question. So, should this be considered a disqualification? If you intentionally put your opponent through a table after somebody on your behalf or on your opponent's behalf moved the table into place? This is my question. Because Luchasaurus intentionally choke slams or whatever you want to call this move, Penta or Phoenix through the table. Now, Alex Abrahantians moved this table and put it into place. So could you say, well, his person didn't move it, Christian didn't do it, so no. But if Phoenix would have intentionally used the table, was that, in your opinions, result in a DQ? I think it should. Because it's not like you put someone through the announce table that's just there, or through this same timekeeper's table, but not have it moved. You know what I mean? If it's just there, but someone goes through it, but nobody touched it, should it be a DQ? I think it should. I really think it should if somebody moved that table with the intention of somebody there helping use it. I mean, it's no different than if Abrahantians were to grab a chair from under the ring, throw it to Phoenix, and Phoenix hit Luchasaurus with it. There's no difference at all. No difference if Abrahantians would have grabbed a steel chair, threw it into Phoenix, but Phoenix missed it. Luchasaurus grab it and hit Phoenix with it. I don't think there's a difference at all. The chair would be a DQ. So should the table be a DQ? Excuse me. Because it was moved and intentionally used. It wasn't like you put some guy through the table and it was a table that was in its original spot. Like, I always think, I've thought for a while, though, that putting someone through the announce table or crashing somebody into the... Well, putting somebody through the announce table should be a DQ, in my opinion, in WWE, where they have the announce table at ringside, put someone through it. That should be a DQ, to be honest. Now, I know you're going to say, well, what if the table doesn't break? Where's your DQ there? Or what about putting somebody into the steel steps? I know there's gray factors and gray areas and stuff, but this right here should have been a DQ because Luchasaurus intentionally put his opponent through this table after it was moved with the intent of Phoenix using it on Luchasaurus. But regardless, this was not good for Phoenix. And I'm going to pull up a video of it because in case you guys may have missed it. Whoa. Phoenix arm. Let's see. Here we go. From pull this up here. A 16-second clip. This is bad. And then I got a little maybe good news to talk with this. So, got this here. Let me make a full screen. I'll make a full screen for a second. No audio. Goes for the choke slam. Look at Phoenix's arm. So, I'm going to right here. Look at Phoenix's arm right there. And it's broke. Look, it's bent the wrong way. It's all kinds of messed up. Right. Okay. There may be a silver lining here that I can actually prove. 2 years ago, my kids were at the local park. Local park has what they call a water park. Splash zone, I guess you call it. They have a splash zone area where there's sprinklers and little kiddie pool area deals. Kids were playing in the water. Then they ran over to the jungle gym. My daughter climbed to the jungle gym, slipped off, broke her arm right at the elbow. Just like Phoenix. Looked just like Phoenix's arm. We rush her to the hospital. They do the x-ray. They tell her, you're going to need a cast. Not bad enough for surgery. Using a cast for 8 weeks, then good to go after that. So hopefully, Phoenix is good to go in about 6 to 8 weeks. Cast him up. He's good to go. Fortunately, she missed the entire summer vacation. Like literally, this was first week of summer break. Breaks her arm. And missed all of summer break, which really stunk. But it literally looks like the same break for Phoenix that my daughter had. So if it is, it's not any more severe. Because they told her 6 to 8 weeks in the cast. They kept her in for 8. So hopefully it's the same thing for Phoenix. 6 to 8 weeks in a cast like this the whole time. Like literally from, I think it was right here all the way down to the wrist. Whew. From right here, middle of the bicep, all the way down to the wrist was the cast that she had on her arm. So hopefully maybe Phoenix is the same and it's not too severe, but we'll have to wait and see. And if we hear anything else, we will have it for you. So if I hear anything else on Phoenix's possible broken arm, well, no, they think it's broken enough. They know it's broken. It's broken. They send him to the hospital. So if we do hear anything else on this, we will keep you guys updated. But going forward, Phoenix, like I said, was chokeslammed through the table. Jungle Boy and Penta were in the ring. The former wanted a kill switch. Penta countered into a Made in Japan, but Jungle Boy surprise cradles Penta. 1, 2, 3. No! AEW World Tag Team Champions, Jurassic Express. And here's my thing with this. They had to win tonight. They had to win tonight. Going into tonight's show, talking to a friend, and he's like, so you excited for tonight's Dynamite? It's the first one on TBS and this and that. I go, kind of am. I think there's going to be some good matches tonight. And I told him, I said, if Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy do not win tonight, you can no longer take them serious as contenders or challengers in that tag team division. They have lost so many times in tag team title matches against whether that's the Lucha Brothers in the past, the Young Bucks, and so forth. They've lost so many times with the titles on the line. I had that gut feeling that if they didn't win tonight, it was it. No one's ever going to believe them in a title match again. you got to break them solos. But maybe they were feeling the same way. This is the night they got to win it. This is the night they had to win it, and they won it. After the match, all the heel tag teams came out on the ramp to see the new champions. They also showed Jericho watching from the crowd. They also showed Malachi Black watching from the rafters. Shoot back to the champions with Christian, and the show goes off the air. So yeah, very interesting. I get the heel teams come out and they go, oh, babyface tag team, we could challenge for the tag titles, which we're just coming off of babyface tag teams. But regardless, I don't get why showing Jericho and Black. I don't get that. And maybe I'm missing something, some sort of innuendo, some sort of foreshadowing. I don't know. I don't get showing Jericho and showing Black. What am I missing? I don't know. But with that, that was AEW Dynamite. A pretty good show, in my opinion. Very newsworthy. And we'll see where they go next week in Raleigh, North Carolina. Also, we got Battle of the Belts this weekend. I'm not interested in that show at all. To me, that's just another Rampage. The 1 hour special on TNT at 8. But with that, you know what I thought of tonight's Dynamite. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of tonight's Dynamite. Remember, you can text in to 510-906-1341. Again, that's 510-906-1341. The number's right there. The number's right there at the bottom of the screen. You also put your thoughts, comments, and concerns in the live chat with a super chat on YouTube. But first, check the polls. Let's check the polls as far as the Twitch poll. 100% like tonight's Dynamite. As far as the Twitter poll, 70% like tonight's Dynamite. 18.9% thought it was just all right, and 10% did not like the show. As far as the YouTube poll does go, 79% like the show, 16% thought it was just all right, and 5% did not like tonight's Dynamite. Looking forward here with the text messages. What are your thoughts on Jade Cargill becoming the first TBS champion and Jurassic Express becoming the new AEW World Tag Team champions? Like I said, this had to be the time. This had to be the coronation of Jurassic Express. Jade winning, cool. I expected it from the get-go. First says, since MJF is teasing going to WWE in 2024, do you really see him going there? And also, do you think Jeff Hardy shows up? It would be Jurassic Express versus Hardy's at, let's say, Double or Nothing. That would be a good build-up and a good match. We could see that tag match at Double or Nothing. I don't know. As far as MJF goes, that's a tough one. This is very tough because I get it. MJF should play both sides, but he can't unless he lets his AEW contract expire. So when you do that, you can let your contract expire, talk to WWE, get an offer, take that back to AEW. But when letting your contract expire, you risk losing that interest from AEW or even that negotiation power with AEW. So I say he plays both sides. I think both sides would give him a good deal. But it's just, does he risk any leverage on his end with AEW if he lets the contract expire? Looking through the text message here. It says Wardlow was mad about Spears doing the DDT to the concrete before the match. I smell a face turn. Oh yeah, we've been doing this baby face turn with Wardlow since he debuted with MJF. This is gonna be the longest storyline in all professional wrestling because he's never gonna break him off when they should have broke him off a year ago. It says, who will be the perfect match to annihilate Jade Cargill for the TBS champion title? Annihilate? What? I think Jade gonna hold this title for a while. I really think Jade's going to hold this title for a while. That's all I'm going to say. And Visper says, what's next for Bryan Danielson? No clue. I have no clue what they do next for Bryan Danielson, to be completely honest. The head scratcher. I think they went too quick with throwing him into the title picture. And now I don't know what they do with him, to be honest. Like, look at the roster. What's he going to do? Wrestle Matt Hardy? Do something with Bowens and Caster again? I honestly don't see what you do with Danielson. If you want him to be still considered a top guy, I think they rushed him up there too quick, to be completely honest. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PW Unlimited. Remember, we will be live again this Friday night talking about Friday Night SmackDown. We should, if everything goes according to plan, another wrestling wrap-up Friday morning. Should be live for that as well. So with that, guys, I'll see you in a little while. See you later. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.